What's good, YouTube? Dawson here from JD Hunters back with another video. And today I'm going to be giving you guys my 2022 Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts event exclusive predictions. We are 3 weeks away from the time I'm filming this video from San Diego Comic-Con 2022. And as we know, every year Tamashii gives us a collection of event exclusive figures for San Diego Comic-Con. Last year was a bit of a nightmare. It seems every year these figures are super sought after. And they're just more difficult to get than you would think they should be. So it's a really exciting time. It's also a really nerve-wracking time for a lot of people because they do release some amazing figures and it's tough that it's hard for some people to get. So if you guys are new to collecting Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts and this is going to be your first convention, your first time trying to get event exclusive figures, a few quick things to note. Number one is that you can only get them on their website, which is Premium Bandai. Like I said, last year was a nightmare for a lot of people. They had 2 different release dates, back-to-back days. I remember me personally, that first night I was trying, refreshing for like 2 hours, never got in. And then I tried the next day and I somehow managed to get all 4 figures. And then they did eventually, because a lot of people missed out, the website crashed, people just couldn't check out. They did do make rights. So they already had the batch that they had made for San Diego Comic-Con, and because it was such a mess and so many people weren't able to get the figures, they opened up pre-orders for December of that same year. So people who wanted them, who didn't get them on the initial release, had that opportunity to get them. They just had to wait a little bit longer. So we'll see how things go this year. Hopefully it operates a little bit smoother. Hopefully everybody who wants these figures can get them. Me personally, I'm kind of hoping I don't want this year's batch of figures. I'm kind of trying to cool out on my spending, trying to save a little bit of money right now. So I would not be upset if I didn't want these figures, but I probably will. So yeah, that's thing number one to know, is that you can only get them on Premium Bandai. There are Premium Bandai exclusives that release throughout the year. That you can usually still get on import sites from Japan, from Europe, whatever. But these ones, in my experience, you can't find them anywhere else. Sites like Big Bad Toy Store will get them, but they'll charge them at a pretty excessive premium. So if you want to get them at retail price, you have to get them on Premium Bandai. Otherwise, you're going to be paying a pretty penny. Like I said, on a site like Big Bad Toy Store or just off of eBay, the aftermarket, whatever. The other thing to note is that these aren't new figures, they aren't new sculpts, new characters. They are kind of like re-releases or repaints of older figures that a lot of people might not have in their collection, that have gone up a lot in value, or they're just kind of like secondary variant color editions. So for example, the Blue Gi Kid Goku is a really good example of just a variant color that we didn't get originally. And then examples of re-releasing expensive figures, just take a look at last year's lineup. We got Nappa, who was also a different color variant because we got the anime rather than the manga release. Beerus and Whis, they just added shading. It was really just an excuse for them to re-release the figure. And then Super Saiyan God Goku, they updated him with like the new Goku sculpt, and then they gave him a different hairstyle. It's kind of like translucent. So just an opportunity for collectors like myself who didn't have any of those 4 characters in my collection because they released before I started collecting and they were all super expensive on the aftermarket. The year before we got both androids. We also got that Omen Goku, which was a bit of an anomaly because it wasn't just the MUI Goku repainted with black hair. We actually got an updated sculpt with the shirt, which I think a lot of people were upset about. Because it should just be a chance to get figures that already released, so people shouldn't be really missing out on new characters because they are seemingly so difficult to get. So yeah, that's a brief recap on what to expect for event exclusive releases for Tamashii for the Dragon Ball line. I'm kind of wondering too if we might get something from Naruto this year. Fingers crossed, but it might be too early in that line to get something like that. But nevertheless, I'm very excited for the Dragon Ball releases. So I'm going to be giving down a list of potential figures that I think they could make, and then I'm going to be giving my official prediction of the 4 figures I think they're going to be releasing. And we'll see if I'm right. So as always with videos like this, make sure you leave down in the comments your predictions for the 4 figures or 3, whatever you think it's going to be for the 2022 slate of event exclusive figures. And let me know what you think of my predictions, if you would be picking up any of the ones I say in this video today. I had a ton of fun making videos around this time last year, sort of breaking down all of those releases. So I thought I'd get ahead of it this year and make sort of a prediction video before they get announced. But yeah, guys, enough talking. Let's get into my list of figures. All right, number 1, and again, these are not my official predictions yet. These are just kind of ones that I left off my list that I think we could potentially get. I just started to think of figures that released a while ago that maybe people missed out on or whatever, can't pay for now. that they could update with different colors, whatever. So number 1 is going to be SSJ2 Gohan. I talk about this guy every waking second of my life. This is my dream figure. This is the number 1 figure I am praying that they release this time around so that I don't have to pay for that old one. I think if they were to do it, they could kind of change the sculpt a little bit, because I know the last release had like the half ripped gi. So they could go back to the full gi but have it kind of tattered, as opposed to the original release, which was just like all clean, no rips or anything. And they could kind of do a little bit of battle damage. Maybe they could do like a crying faceplate. That would be amazing. They don't seem, there's a tendency for them to not want to do blood. I don't know the reasoning. Maybe this could be the figure to do it. But maybe include like a Cell Jr. as well. I don't know. Even if they just took the last one that they made and just changed the colors, maybe gave him that like platinum blonde hair that I've been asking for a while. Just something to give collectors a chance to get Super Saiyan 2 Gohan into their hands. So that's one I could see them making. It's not on my list just because I think if they're going to do him again, they're going to redo the sculpt. And they're going to make it a wider release because they'll sell a ton of units that way. All right, number 2 is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I think this would just be a repaint of the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Broly movie version of Vegeta. I think that body sculpt is really good. I think the faceplates are good. They would just have to change the color of his body armor, and then of course change the color of his hair. Do like the stylized eyes. I think that would be really cool. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta figure, and because it would just basically be a repaint of any Vegeta we already have, I think this would be the perfect opportunity to release him. All right, another one I could see them making is a base form Gotenks. Gotenks came out a while ago, and he only came with the Super Saiyan head. They could also do a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but that would require a new sculpt. So I think just a base form head. They could do both heads, the Super Saiyan and the base form, so that people who don't have any Gotenks could get him and have the choice. But it does sort of fit into that trend of just repainting older figures. So I could see them doing this one this year. All right, my next one, I don't know if we're necessarily going to get this because we did just get Krillin. But I'm thinking back to what they did with Kid Goku, and I think maybe they could do it, and that would be sort of like a Saiyan Saga version of Krillin, because the one that we just got is more like Android Saga. So I'm thinking of him without the blue undershirt, and this would kind of be like how he is in Dragon Ball Super as well. So it would just be a very subtle change to Krillin's character, but I think people would be interested in it. So yeah, I'm not really counting on them making this one, but it's just an idea that I had that I could potentially see them doing, if not this year, maybe eventually, because I don't think they'll do like a full-scale release if they did want to make that version of Krillin, so it would make sense for them to kind of sneak it into an event exclusive. All right, next up would just be a premium color version of Awakening Goku. So the one that they made a while ago with like the half-ripped blue shirt, I think they could do this with like the platinum blonde hair, because I didn't really like the way they did the hair on that one with like the bright yellow and the orange shading. Some people liked it, I personally didn't love it. And this is an older release. It's gotten expensive on the aftermarket, so I could totally see them doing this just kind of with an updated paint palette. All right, next up we've got Base or Scouter Vegeta. I feel like Scouter Vegeta is long overdue for a, I guess, 3.0 at this point. He came out in, I think, 2017. I think he's the oldest figure I have. Where is he? Over there in my collection. I can see them updating him with a more like accurate faceplate. I feel like they've gotten better at the sculpt since then. They could change up the colors a little bit. They could add shading, I don't know. It would also kind of keep in line with the Nappa that they re-released last year. And then the other one could be a base Vegeta. I know we got teased a base Vegeta figure a while ago and we haven't heard anything about it since, so I think it's possible it comes as an event exclusive. I hope that it's just a regular release. I think a ton of people will want him and want like multiples of him, so it wouldn't really make sense for me to do the base Vegeta. But I think there's potential for it. And if they did give us that updated face that we saw in that teaser photo, that looks a little bit more accurate to like the Dragon Ball Z animation style, that would be cool. Again, I hope it's not an event exclusive. I hope we just get him as a standard general release. But I could see them doing it. All right, my last one on this list before I get to my 4 official predictions. Now, there are spoilers for the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie in this one. So do yourself a favor, skip ahead a little bit in the video so you don't get spoiled. But I haven't even seen the movie, but I know about this version of this figure, this character, because spoilers are just everywhere. It's very unfortunate the way that movie got released in Japan and we have to wait like months to get it in North America. Like there's no way to watch it right now. And spoilers are just everywhere. So this is gonna be what they are calling Beast Gohan. So he's got the silver hair, the red eyes. Again, I don't know anything about the transformation other than it looks amazing. I'm super excited to see my boy Gohan in peak form once again. So yeah, really excited to see that movie. And because they could just change the head of the Gohan figure that they already have coming out for the movie, I could see them doing it now because it would really be capitalizing on the hype of that movie. Yeah, that would be an instant cop for me. And again, I haven't even seen the movie, so I think that would be really cool. The spoilers are out there now anyways, so let's just get it over with. All right, guys, so that is my list of, I guess, honorable mentions, figures that I could see them doing, but that I didn't choose myself for my official predictions. So like I said, I've got 4 figures. These are my official predictions. You know, you can hold me accountable for it. I'm hoping to go 4 for 4. Of these figures, I think I would get probably 2 of the 4, which would be nice, save a little bit of money. So here they are. Number 1 is going to be MAJIN VEGETA, an updated MAJIN VEGETA. If there's one thing we've learned from Tamashii over the last couple of years, they really like to go after these third-party companies, Demoniacal Fit, Kong Studios, and they've all sort of taken their turn at a MAJIN VEGETA this year. Demoniacal Fit just kind of recreated the one that Tamashii had already made. Kong Studios, which is the one that I have, kind of did their own thing. So I could definitely see Tamashii, kind of like they did at New York Comic Con with the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, say, all right, enough is enough. You guys want to make all your copies of my figure? Here's our updated version of the figure, because again, it definitely fits that category of older release, really expensive, hard to find. And again, they could just do a simple repaint. I would love to see them do the platinum blonde hair. They could do a little bit of tattering in the clothes, which they didn't do last time. They could do like the battle damage version. If they did blood, man, I would maybe consider picking it up if they did blood. But again, I can't justify spending that much on an event exclusive figure when I just got the Kong Studios figure, and I love that one. No complaints about it at all. But I could definitely see them doing this. That's my official prediction, is that we're going to get an updated MAJIN VEGETA. So to any of you who had the willpower to not buy any of the third-party figures this year, maybe this could be your moment to pay off, and you could get an official event exclusive Tamashii version of MAJIN VEGETA, which is long overdue for sure. All right, prediction number 2 is going to be Android 16. We got Android 17 and Android 18, not last year, but the year before. So I think it's only right that we get Android 16. It's the same principle as those 2 figures. A lot of people couldn't get those original Androids when they released. And the 2 new ones look really, really good, 17 and 18. So I think everybody who got the newer versions, like myself, is just waiting for 16 to sort of complete that little group. They could just update the colors a little bit, maybe do an updated face sculpt. Again, very similar to what they did with the Androids, just kind of remake it a little bit, send it back out so that people who don't have that original figure, which is really expensive now, have the chance to get him. All right, number 3, this is a bit of an interesting one. I feel like it's kind of a long shot. I don't know, man. So it's going to be BUUHAN. So what I think they would do, they've just re-released Super Buu, which is kind of interesting. So I'm wondering if they're recreating those parts, that they could make a BUUHAN. You just have to re-sculpt the torso, which I know they're technically just supposed to be doing repaints, but we saw with Ultra Instinct Goku that they are not afraid these days to do a little bit of a re-sculpt. So BUUHAN would be super cool. I don't think I personally would pick him up, just because I already have Super Buu and I don't really need 2 versions of him in my display. But I do think it would be super cool. I mean, I remember Demoniacal Fit teasing a Buu-Tanks and a BUUHAN like accessory piece years ago, and they never got around to making it. So again, this would kind of be Tamashii kind of showing them up once again. But I think it would be a really cool figure. I think it would look really good, and I know a lot of you would be really excited to add him to your collection. All right, my last official prediction of the 2022 event exclusive Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts slate is going to be future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. Now, I do think a future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z is on the very near horizon, but I think that's such a big release that they would just do it as a general release, again, similar to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like I said, that just so many people could get it because so many people would want it. I think they'd make more money that way. But if I'm thinking about the Dragon Ball Super future Trunks figure, again, he released quite a few years ago. He's gone up in price on the aftermarket. He's become harder to find. And so I think they could just do a premium color version, touch up the paint a little bit, make those colors pop a little bit, maybe add some shading. And I think that would be a really cool release. They could do similar to what they did with the Goku Black a couple of years ago, give him like an aura effect if they did like the yellow and blue with the lightning, that little special effect that he had going on. I think that would be awesome. Maybe they do something updated with the sword. But I think, again, that just fits the bill of a figure that released a while ago that a lot of people would like in their collection, just missed out on. Myself personally, this would be a pickup for me. So the two that I would pick up, like I said, I'm gonna probably get 2 of these 4, would be Android 16 and Future Trunks. I would probably pass on BUUHAN, and I would probably pass on MAJIN VEGETA, which is crazy to me. I would never have said that before I got my Kong Studios one, but again, I love that figure so much. So yeah, Future Trunks would definitely be a pickup for me. He's one that I feel like I've needed for my Goku Black display for a while. But again, he's harder to find. So if they made an event exclusive this year, it would be an easy pickup for me. And that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I did a ton of videos around this time last year. So I'll definitely be doing that again. I'll make a video when the actual SDCC lineup gets announced for the event exclusives. And then if they announce anything else at the convention like they did last year, I'll make a video for that as well. I do apologize. I know I haven't made a ton of videos recently, just been super busy. But I was excited to be able to get this one out to you guys. So hopefully you liked it. If you did, smash that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And I'll hopefully see you very soon when we start to get some news for San Diego Comic-Con. Till next time, guys. Peace.